this is going to be another unboxing and review, kind of a tabletop review. This is a Khar Arms CW9, and let's get started. So you get a cardboard box, kind of typical from Khar. It is padded, so it's better than some, not as good as most. It does come with a little lock, as well as, let's go ahead and run a chamber check real quick. Alright, so it is clear. This is a striker fired pistol. It is a polymer frame, and this one happens to be mine. So it comes standard with a 7-round single stack magazine. So what that means is the bullets all lay right directly on top of each other. A lot of people really prefer this for reliability because single stack magazines tend to have the most reliability. Now it's up for debate. I don't know if you lay on one side or the other. My opinion is that pretty much all good brand magazines are reliable. Let me get this box out of the way. There's also instructions inside the box if that's something that you're interested in. Personally, I'm not. You can get extended magazines like this here. This is going to be an 8-round magazine, and you can see when you put that in there, it gives you just a little bit more real estate to grab onto, so that's also nice. Something that's definitely worth noting is that Khar uses a DAO, or a double action only trigger, in this pistol. So what I mean by that is you'll see that it takes a much longer pull. So what we'll do is we'll take that's the take up to get to the wall. Now you've got this very long double action style trigger. So we'll hit that reset real quick so that you can get an idea of just what I mean. There's the reset, and again you have that real long pull, and that's something that you may or may not like. So in a CCW gun, that may be a deal breaker. I mean, I don't know. It definitely will give you plenty of time to decide you definitely want to pull the trigger. So in the P365, it's a different style. Again, you can't really compare the two because they're not the same type of trigger, but there's your take up, there's your reset. And this is just a stock trigger that came with this 365. So it's already at the wall. There's that. Reset it one more time so that you can get the idea. There's the reset. Very short. So again, stock. Now I'm sure that you can change the trigger out on this, but it is designed with double action only in mind. So you've got that real long, I'm just going to do it again just because, that real long pull, and right about there. So reset that. Real long on the reset, and again you've got that double action trigger. So is it a good gun? Yes. So I have shot a good amount of rounds through this. Nothing like the SIG. I haven't shot 1,000 rounds through it yet. To be honest, I'm not really tracking how many rounds, but I haven't had any failures to feed or failures to eject, so it's been reliable. It does come with your cheaper polymer style sights, like more like you would expect to find on a Glock, so not the best. One of the other things is aftermarket. So finding aftermarket slides isn't the easiest that have an optics cut. You can send them off. There are companies that will mill an optic cut on there if that's something you'd be interested in. But the whole point of this video is just, is this suitable for a CCW? So as you know, if you're from California, California is the worst when it comes to the safe handguns, or handguns certified for sale. It's a roster where you can only choose certain guns that are on it. New guns can't be added to it unless they contain micro-stamping technology that doesn't exist, as well as a bunch of other nonsense. So, is this a good choice if you were to pick something like this out? Yes, in my opinion it is. So here, we're at just under an inch in width, right? Okay? Total length without the magazine in it is just under 4.5 inches on the height. And it's about 6 inches in length. So how does that pair up to something like the 365? Well, let's go ahead and lay them right on top of each other so you can kind of get an idea. There's not very much more barrel length, and the grip is just ever so slightly longer. So as far as width goes, so you can get an idea of the SIG, it's almost the same width as the SIG. And we'll do a side by side on those. So it's basically the same size in comparison. So in order to get a SIG 365 like this in California, you have to buy it private party unless you're law enforcement. And unfortunately, these typically run for a lot more than their MSRP. So MSRP being around $600, in the used market, you're lucky if you find one for $1,200. Now that's pretty crazy, but for me, this was a must. This, however, you can pick up in stores for around $350 to $400. A lot easier on the pocketbook, that's for sure. But let's go over some other stuff. So this is another no safety gun. So what I mean by that is this doesn't have any kind of a manual safety. One of the big advantages of the SIG over the Khar is going to be obvious. This magazine has 10 rounds in it. This magazine will only hold 7 rounds. So again, you can get an extended magazine that'll get you to 8 rounds. And one of the other things to note in the difference between the two is magazines for the Khar are around 20 bucks. Even if you're in a store that's a little steep on the prices, they're still like $23 to $25 out the door. That's not bad. SIG, on the other hand, very proud of their magazines, and these typically range from $50 on sale all the way up to about $65 out the door. So that's something to think about if you're considering a SIG. Not only do you pay a lot more to get it because it's an odd roster, but you're also going to pay a lot more for the magazines. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of other additional features that you get when it comes to having this pistol versus this pistol, such as the aftermarket support. Making this, because at the price point of this, my opinion is it's a great gun, especially if you're looking for something that's more on the compact size. They're almost the same size. This actually has a really nice grip. It feels good in the hand. My opinion on it, I don't know what your opinion is. If you have one or if you've shot one, comment down below, let us know.